Welcome to my kitchen. In this video, I want to show you how to make the perfect fish burger, completely low carb and healthy, really rich in anti-inflammatory fats. I am about to prepare dinner, so I decided I'm gonna share this recipe with everybody because how many times I hear, Elena, I don't really know how to cook fish. But cooking fish is exactly the same as cooking meat. It's exactly the same. If you like meatballs, you can make fish balls. If you like burgers, you can make fish burgers. It's exactly the same. You like ground beef skillet, you can make salmon skillet. So fish is exactly the same. Just add your favorite spices and then it's gonna turn really good. So what I'm preparing today are fish burgers. And fish burgers is a really good way to camouflage fish. If it's for a person that doesn't really like fish or for kids that they don't really like fish. So mixing with the spices or other things that are masking what we are really eating is a really good way to incorporate your fish and you don't really even know it is fish. If you don't like the taste of fish, you maybe want to start using some white fish because the flavor is a little bit is less strong than using salmon, for example. But you can do it with any type of fish of your choice. So I'm going to be using in this case some flounder. What we have to consider when we use fish, it has to be first wild caught, never farmed. Second, stick to the low mercury fish. The smaller the fish, this is very small, the better. And ideally, it has to be previously frozen so you don't get any parasites in there. And watch my video, what you have to do with fish and how to freeze the fish and cook it if you want to eliminate parasites. That is very, very important. So the only things that you need to make fish burger is, as I said, fish. So the fish of your choice. This is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thin flounder steaks. And then we have to glue the meat, right? The same way we make burgers and we add egg to glue the beef, we are going to add 1 pasture-raised egg to glue the fish. If you are, you are vegan, you are not gonna eat fish burgers, so it's okay about the egg. But if you have egg allergy, you want to eliminate eggs, you can use flax seeds or psyllium husk to glue the fish as well with a little bit of warm water, and that is going to be your substitute for egg. So 1 egg goes for 1 tablespoon of flax seeds or half tablespoon of psyllium husk with 2 tablespoons of warm water. That is how you substitute warm large, this is large, egg. And then which is the flavor that you are going to give to your fish? So it depends on the spices that you want to add. If you are not sensitive to FODMAPs, you can use garlic, you can use onion, and that is all good. If you want to add spices that are good for digestive health, like for example, I'm going to be adding my favorite anti-inflammatory spices, always turmeric and ginger. So gingerol and curcumin, the active compounds in turmeric, in this turmeric and ginger to decrease inflammation. I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper to increase the bioavailability of the turmeric. And what else I'm going to add? Maybe a little bit of basil. I like basil. You can add fresh basil or dry herbs like basil, rosemary, thyme. So I'm going to play with these ones. Of course, a little bit of non-refined salt. I'm going to use Himalayan. And what else I'm going to do? I think that's it. That is already good. I just don't like to overwhelm with too many spices. Just pick the spices of your choice. Fresh or dry, if it's even easier. But it doesn't matter if it's fresh because you don't have to kill yourself chopping. And this is the secret. How we make our burgers, if usually the fish, we only buy it in the whole form. It's very hard to find ground fish. So the secret is a food processor, and this is a new one that I just got because the other one died, like after a few months. It wasn't a really good food processor, so just died. And I just got this one. I put the link in the description of the video for this food processor. I always say we don't need a lot of gadgets in the kitchen to be able to cook. But one of the gadgets that saves you a lot of time because you don't have to chop or you are scared of knife is a food processor, because you just put everything in there and just blend it. So what we are going to do is add everything. So we are going to add our fish. Oh, and before we continue, we are going to be frying our burgers, and we don't need a lot of oil. But what I'm going to do, I have my favorite skillet, cast iron skillet. It's really good. Also, you have iron deficiency. You release iron every time you cook. I'm going to add a little bit of a high smoke point oil. Maybe it's like a couple of tablespoons to 3. So in this case, I decided to use avocado oil, really rich in oleic acid, anti-inflammatory fats as well, antioxidant, and it's cold pressed, which is what we have to look for. And then what we are going to do, I'm gonna start warming up because this is really fast. You will see how fast is to make the burgers. I mean, this recipe in total may take, now because I'm talking a lot, but it may take like 5 minutes making the burgers and 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes just frying them. So that's all. So I'm putting the oil in medium heat, and then I have all the fish here. I'm going to add maybe, so as I said, I have about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of steaks, like very thin. And how many spices you add, this is always up to taste. So I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I don't like it very strong, but you can add more. I'm going to add maybe 1/2 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon turmeric. This is the one that I want to have in high amounts. So, and if you, I would love to hear, put in the comment section which is your favorite way to cook fish. I would love to hear, and maybe you can share the recipe or just share with us. Then ginger, so I added 1 teaspoon turmeric. I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon ginger. Spice is always organic and in glass container, prefer. And you can buy your organic spices in your local store, but if you like to buy online, my favorite wholesale market to buy things online is, and it's wholesale, you hear me well, the prices are very good, is Thrive Market. I put the link in the description as well, how you can get all these goodies over there. And now they have a very good sale, 25% for if you join, 25% off. And they deliver to your door, so that's good. So 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of basil. This is the one that I want to taste the most. So maybe I'm going to add 3/4 teaspoon. Where I can hear the kids playing outside. Weather is good, so happy kids. And then I'm going to add salt, is up to taste. Maybe, I don't like to go too high. 1 teaspoon I added of salt. And this will be all the spices that I'm going to add, and 1 large pasture-raised egg, or as I said, water or flax seeds and psyllium husk. And that's it. We don't need to chop. One thing that I have in here that I think I'm going to add is a little bit of green onion. You can add onion powder or you can add regular onion. But because I am on a low FODMAP diet, and that means I'm cutting down certain carbohydrates that are in some foods and make you feel bloated and gassy. So the part that makes you gassy from the onion is the white. The green part doesn't make you gassy. So I'm going to just add the green part of the onion. We don't need to chop it more because the food processor is gonna chop it all. And then we are ready. Let's just make a little bit of noise. On. So I'm gonna wait until this stops. This is done. It's very fast. Let me check. Yeah, this is puree. I mean, this is super fast. As you can see, it takes no time. No time. It's yellow because I added a lot of turmeric, but if you like it white, then just don't add turmeric or add less. And that's it. I added a lot of turmeric. Let me show you how pretty is this burger. So yeah, we have a comment. I usually just grill the fish with salt and pepper. That's totally fine. That's however you really like fish. It's just sometimes we want to get creative. So this is a really good way just to change a little bit the way we want to cook fish. That's all. So this looks pretty warm already. So I'm going to just start making patties. So just make your burger like this. So we make a patty like this. Beautiful. We add it. And you have to be sure that you squeeze the water of your fish, which I didn't do it. So maybe I'm going to get in trouble. When you get your fish, try to squeeze out the water that the fish usually absorb in the package. So I'm going to squeeze here now. Because what is going to happen is that if it has a lot of water, maybe it's going to crumble in the pan. It's going to break apart. And I didn't squeeze out the water. Look at this water. Big mistake. So I just squeeze it out here a little bit and put it in the pan. Troubleshooting. We all have troubleshooting cooking. And that's totally normal. That's how we learn. Trial and error, right? So let's just squeeze the water if you forgot to do it. And I didn't mention it before. Here. And this is the same way you will make fish balls. The same way you make in the oven or on your pot the meatballs. So you make it with fish the same way. You just grind everything with your spices. Yeah, so this is gonna give me about 5 nice steaks. Yeah, that's a good one. And this is a good dinner together with your vegetables. Always remember your vegetables. Squeezing the water. So I have it in medium heat, and it's usually about 3 minutes on each side, more or less, until you see that it's a little bit brownish. So let's see. For now, it's frying very well. It's not breaking apart or crumbling. Yeah, so let's see when I flip it. That is where you are going to see if you have too much water or not. So which are my other ways to cook fish? So I like it in burgers, in fish balls. I also like it grilled, just with your favorite spices. The easiest as well is in the oven. So just get a tray, put the fish in there, just rub a little bit of oil on top of the fish. Maybe you can squeeze a little bit of lemon or lime. That gives a hint to your fish. If you don't have histamine intolerance, because otherwise lemon or lime are high histamine, so avoid it if you do. And then just add your favorite spices, fresh or dry, rub it on both sides, put it in the oven at 350, usually around, depending on how thick it is, it goes maybe from 10 to 20 minutes if you are using like a very thick fish. So that is good. Another very good way to eat fish, if it's for a person that doesn't like fish or want to camouflage the flavor, is making a crust, like the same way we will panko or we put it on a flour and fry it. But on a low carb diet, you don't want to use white flours. That's one, because that's pro-inflammatory, and you don't want to use any other type of grains, because those are also pro-inflammatory, take you out from ketosis, which is the ability to burn fat. So what can you use when you want to make a crust for your fish? So you can use nuts, you can use flax seeds, you can use cassava flour for a paleo version, or you can use even coconut, which is really good as well. So you can use shredded coconut flour, just dip the fish in the egg and then the flour, or vice versa. Or you can make macadamia nut crust fish, which is one of my favorites. Just put the macadamias in the food processor, make a thin crust, and just put it in the egg and the macadamia crust, and then fry it. And that is a really, really good way as well to do it. Okay, I think we're ready to flip this. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna help myself with 2 spatulas. Oh, it smells very good too. It's not breaking apart. That is a good sign. Yeah, it looks very nice. So just remember, you forgot to squeeze at the beginning, squeeze it while you are taking it from the food processor, so it's not gonna break. This looks very good. And it smells too. So yeah, those are very good ways to make it, like macadamia crust, my favorite, coconut crust. You can use any other type of nut of your choice, maybe pecans as well, if you don't have histamine intolerance. So those are different ways to play with the fish when you don't really like the flavor and you want to start incorporating more fish in your diet. Because remember, instead of focusing on eating mostly meat through the week and then one day fish once in a while, I would suggest to start substituting that for the opposite way around. Mostly fish and then meat, red meat once in a while. And it doesn't mean that meat is bad if it's a good source, like if it's a grass-fed, pasture-raised cow, grass-finished, that is healthy with no hormones, antibiotic is good. But if you want to control your estrogen intake, which a lot of the estrogen could come from meat, and if you want to start working on a saturated fat, for example, there are people that are carriers of the ApoE4 gene. And the ApoE4 gene is the one that is transporting LDL. The ApoE gene is the one transporting LDL. So we are carriers of the 2, 3, or 4. If you are a carrier of the ApoE4, that means you tend to accumulate more LDL, low density lipoprotein, and start having accumulation of high cholesterol. So if that is the case, that type of population needs to go more for unsaturated fat. Don't cut the fat from your diet. We do need fat for absorbing vitamins and minerals, making hormones, for every single cell of our tissues to survive. So we do need fat, but then you want to focus more on unsaturated fat. So fish is a really good source of unsaturated fat. Meat is higher in saturated fat, and it's unsaturated fat, which is anti-inflammatory as well. So you boost your immune system, it's an antioxidant, it's anti-inflammatory. So it has a lot of benefits. So you want to incorporate animal protein in your diet, fish is usually the best. All right, so how this is going. This is really good. I cannot wait to have dinner. This is almost done. As you can see, it takes no time. No time. I think this is it. Let me see. You can cook maybe for 1 more minute. So I'm going to be jumping in now with some of the recipes that I do every day, because I do have a life and I'm busy as all of you, so I don't have much time cooking. So I want to show you how simple it is to keep a healthy lifestyle by cooking simple recipes that at the same time are fueling your body, not sabotaging. At the end of the day, whenever we are tired and we don't feel like cooking, maybe just making certain recipes like this one, like in bulk, so you don't have just for now, but maybe for the day after as well. That is a really go-to, so you can take it with you for lunch if you are taking your lunch always to work, and it requires really no time. It is the same time to pick up the car and go to a restaurant and then take a takeout meal or call and wait for your meal, which usually has a lot of things in there that may not be beneficial for your body. It's the same time as cooking these burgers. So just start compiling recipes that you like, and then you decide one day, okay, I'm going to take 2 hours of my day this day to cook different recipes. So which are the ingredients that I need? So you go, you do your grocery shopping, and the day that you are ready to cook, you have already all the ingredients in there, so it takes no time. So maybe do that weekly. One day you do the grocery shopping for the rest of the week after, and one day you cook. So then in that way, 1 or 2 days. In that way, it's going to save you a lot of time, a lot of money, because eating out is a lot of money. So this is done. Let me show you how beautiful these burgers are, and you can put them in a low carb bun. I have really good bun recipe in my book, the Ketorranean Diet Solution. In the description of the video, you can find it. I'm gonna put the other burger, or you can just eat it with your vegetables. Burgers, they are called like that, but burgers don't have to always be in a bun. I mean, this, instead of call it burger, we can just call it fish steak. So just saute your favorite or steam your favorite vegetables, or you want to eat a salad, you can eat salads, that's also fine. Let me put it burger. And I show you how good these ones look. Look at these beauties. It smells really good. I cannot really take a bite of this. We are gonna eat in 10 minutes, which is what it's gonna take me to saute a few vegetables. So I really hope you give it a try to this recipe. Let me know how you like it in the comment section, or let me know which is your favorite way to cook fish. And remember, if you are landing new in this channel, you can click the subscribe button so you can get weekly notifications when I'm bringing you more information to improve your health, or whenever I'm jumping in with more healthy recipes like this one. And now I hope to see you in the next video.